All right. Okay, so welcome to my stream where I implement a game in my own engine. I port it from a game jam game made in Godot. And so today what I want to do is basically to implement an infinite tilemap. So let me show what I had at the end of the last stream. I had basically a tilemap editor where last time we implemented drawing rectangles on top of it and erasing rectangles. And now the goal is to be able to draw at arbitrary position in the tilemap, even outside of its bounds. So currently the tilemap has a maximum size. I think in the initialization of the game I defined this size, so 100 by 100 currently, I believe. Let's try maybe 10 by 10, see if we see a difference. So let's reset it. Okay. Yeah, so now as you can see, the editing space is much more smaller. It's much smaller. And so now the goal would be that if I hover the mouse here or here or here, I can still draw. And what the code will basically need to do is resize the backing array that contains all the values of each cell and properly copy the previous tilemap in or the previous cells in the new backing array. So let's imagine, so the tiles are just integers laid out in a one-dimensional array. So this is cell 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Then it goes down to the first row, second row, etc. And so if I were to draw here, I would need to increase the width of the backing array or the backing region, and then copy everything a little bit to the right of that array. So first of all, I think it would be nice to draw the limits of the tilemap, so I don't have to test to see where I can draw or not. And for that, I'll draw a rectangle on the tilemap when I render it. So I'll go to the tilemap code, and this is the function that renders the tilemap, takes the tilemap as an argument. And so now the only thing we need is to draw a rectangle, I guess, over it, so at the end of the function. So here I need to determine what my rectangle will be. So probably it will start at, currently I think we draw the tilemap always starting at the origin. So that would be a rectangle that starts at 0, 0. And then we need to determine the size of the rectangle. And for that we can use map. And then cell count. Cell count is a two-dimensional vector that contains like the number of cells vertically and horizontally. And so for the width, we just take the number of cells horizontally and we multiply it by the width, the tile, I think it's called tile pixel. Not great, perhaps it should be called tile size or something like this. Actually, maybe we can rename it in a bit. So we do the same for the y-axis. Alright. And so now we just need to provide a color. So color, let's make it red for now and just check that it works. Currently it doesn't seem to work. Okay, compilation error, what did I mess up? Okay, I'm still in defining the rectangle and now I just need to pass the color to the... okay, so my bad, so I was just making a variable called rect. I guess it could be called tilemap bounds rect. And now that I have that rect, I can draw it. So draw rect, and let's draw only the borders. So drawing the rects, color red, and the thickness of the border will be 1 pixel or 1 unit. Alright, so now we can visualize, like we have a visualization of the bounds of the tilemap, which is already nice. Now what I would like to do is, so my initial idea is, this is the struct that represents a tilemap, and it has indeed a cell count, but it also has a cell chords min, which is again not a super good name, but what I imagine this to be is, let's say, so this will always be the 0, 0 coordinates. This is in word position 0, 0. And then if I want to draw here, I imagine this will be in the negative x coordinates. And so to make that work, I need to store somewhere where my internal representation of the cells of the tilemap starts in terms of cell coordinates. And so this value, cells chord min, would be just that. And so that means that if this is negative, then we should start drawing that bounds rectangle on the left, on the negative x range. So that means that we can adjust these values accordingly. So let's take this cell chord min and multiply it by our tile size. Alright. And let's do the same on the y-axis. Already it's quite a long line. Maybe I should split it. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Alright. And so of course I forgot map. Alright. And so for now this is 0, so it won't change anything. But let's see if we can do something. What did I? Okay. There is some weird translation when I resize the window. I should look into that. Yeah, that's strange. Okay, so nothing changes. But if I set cell chord min to a negative, so let's put x equal minus 3 or 4. And then you can see the whole bounds rectangle is offset. Now we also need to offset the actual rendering of the cells, and so for that we should look at where the rectangle for the cells is calculated in the rendering code and use the same logic. So I think that's just here. That's still the function that renders the tilemap, and that's where we calculate the rectangle. Yep, I guess that's pretty much it. So now we should just add the offset, basically. So let's call that offset word offset or something like this. I don't really have a concept of words yet. Let's call it offset, and that would be a vector 2, and can use that to offset my rectangle here. Okay, and of course I could use then the offset here as well, although it doesn't seem to be quite working. So do I have a compilation error? No, everything seems fine. Maybe this gets overwritten. So we already have a small issue. Let's see if we can figure it out. Let's try to set the size of the tilemap here. The cell chord min. No, doesn't change a thing. Let's try to track these offsets. It should appear here if I check this. So we got -32. Actually I'm super dumb. It's working fine. It's just I lost track of the origin. So now the origin is somewhere here, and everything got offsetted. So apologies, my bad. Right, let's check. I just want to see. So I guess nobody's watching the stream yet, but I should sometime check the chat just in case, because if somebody speaks, I want to interact. So what now? So now we have the ability to offset our tilemap. That's great. I think there is something wrong still. Let's just, to be sure, let's just draw a rectangle at the origin at the end here. I'll just make a new rectangle, a small rectangle, and make it cyan. Here, okay, that's the origin. Good to know. So the offsetting seems to be working. I can try to offset in the other dimension as well. So where did I set this? Hold on. Nowhere? Did I delete the line? Seems like I did. Okay. But it's still persistent since it's stored on the map itself. So let's try also offsetting on the other axis. Alright. Okay, interesting. So now we have some kind of sign problem. So what did I fuck up? I think I added the offset at the completely wrong location. So we got the X position, the Y position, plus the offset. I don't understand why it doesn't break more badly than it does. Alright, well, that's fine for now. Okay. Okay, and now we have this kind of weird issue. I think that's because I've been using a function that I made, tilemap get rect or cell rect, something like this. Cell rect from chords, and I didn't modify this one yet. So I should perhaps use that here as well, just to simplify the logic. So I pass the map, and I pass vec2 I x y. And let's check this out and apply the offset as well here. So offset x. Then I should calculate the offset here, which is kind of annoying because it means that I would have to calculate it each time. I mean, it's okay. It's not like it's a heavy operation or anything. So for now it's fine. Let's take the offset, put it here. Okay. So now the kid is just flying out of the screen for some reason. Not sure why. I guess we should already try to just clear this. That's strange. That's weird. So I'm not surprised that the kid interacts kind of with the terrain at a distance, because we didn't really fix or add the offset to the physics, or did we? I guess we did with this. That's a good, that's something you should also fix, like tilemap coordinates from position, then we need to offset that position in the opposite direction. So let's take the offsets, and let's this time subtract it from the position. So offset x. That way, when the collision code of the kid tries to know in which tile it is, it won't freak out normally. So okay, so let's make the tilemap a little bit bigger. So trying to think about in what order I want to do things. Actually, maybe let's directly tackle. So we had one issue. Okay, so this is gone. The issue of the square selection not being offsetted properly is gone because of implementing the offset in the helper functions of the tilemap. That's great. And now the next step would be, I guess. Yeah, okay. So I want that this little highlight shows also if I'm outside of the bounds. That would be great. And to do that, I will have to go where this highlight is drawn, first of all. So that would be in the tilemap source file, tilemap, and I remember I have, okay, this is the auto tiling stuff, this is the rendering of the tilemap, and the actual interaction is handled in the rendering of the tilemap currently. So hovering, okay, so you can see here I loop over all the layers of the tilemap. There is only one yet at this point, and here I loop over all the rows and columns of the tilemap to draw each cell one by one. And this variable will hold whether or not we are hovering each cell. And if we are hovering, we draw a little bit lower. We draw the preview rectangle, like the little transparent gray rectangle. So we want to pull that basically out of the. We want to pull that out of the loop, probably. Yeah, and we want to draw. Like we can only hover one tile at a time, so we can define that outside as well. So let's start by doing that maybe. So vec2 hovering tile chords, something like this, and now we need to calculate what this would be. So I think we can just use the tilemap utility function that we already patched for taking the offset into consideration, and that would be pose our chords from pose, right? And here we can just pass the mouse position that we need to transform. So transform screen to point, I guess, and mouse position. All right, and that gives us already the proper type. So a vector2 integer, if I'm not wrong. And what's up with that? Oh yeah, I forgot to pass the map to tilemap chords from pose. So let's do just that. Pass the map. And did something change about the tilemap, or did it remit? Okay, let's try to just hot reload once more. Okay, I guess what? Whoop. I guess I don't know what changed actually. Okay, not sure what happened. Alright, so let's see if we get the correct. Like one thing we could do is use there is a tooltip functionality in the editor. So editor tooltip, you can just pass it a string and it will show a little tooltip next to the pointer. And so what I want to do is try and log, like show in the tooltip which chords we are hovering. And so I could do that with, so I want to format string, so right, and that's a pair of integers, so y, so I, %i, and then I need to provide the two integers which are this and this. Okay, and close the brackets. Alright, so now I can just see right on the next to the pointer the cell that I'm overlapping, and it seems pretty much correct. So what I can do now is implement the visuals for this hovering, and so I go here, and if, or not even if, yeah, I guess if map is editing or something like this, editing, if map editing, because it has two modes, the tilemap, it can be in editing or not editing mode, which is supposed to be, so later on, this is this check mark box right now. If I don't edit, you can see there is no preview. If I check it, there is a preview. Later on it will be just if the editor is up on the screen, then it will be editing, otherwise not, I think. Alright, so if we are editing, we want to draw the rectangle, and so so we can just take that, pull it down, and so we just need now to find the correct rect for our preview, and that's pretty easy. We can reuse again the tilemap cell rect from chords and just pass the hovering tile chords. Okay, we can maybe, okay, I'll put that in an intermediary variable. And what's wrong with that? I forgot the map again, so I should pass the map so it knows. So I see a rectangle again, but it doesn't show outside of the tilemap. So I'm wondering if this clamps the coordinates. No, it doesn't clamp, I don't think. So we know that the coordinates hold on, there is no tooltip anymore, so something is wrong. What's going on? No tooltip. So I guess, so let's just go in the debugger, see if we ever reach this. So the debugger takes quite a bit of time to spin up on my setup, I don't know why. Right, the breakpoint remains gray, which is strange. Okay, I'll just reboot the game. The tooltip is there again, so something strange happens. Not sure what happens. Okay. Alright, so I can draw again. And what did we want to try? Oh yeah. Okay, so the preview does show outside of the bounding rects, so that's nice. Now I guess I broke probably the rectangle preview, so if I hold shift and drag, it allows me to draw rectangles, but the preview now is broken because previously each cell that was included in the preview rectangle would be drawn via that line that I removed here somehow. So what I need to do, mouse button right, draw rect. So interestingly, yeah. So this I already pulled up outside of the loop, I think. This button right thing. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's now here. So it's quickly becoming a little bit messy, and I should try to keep a hand on the complexity of the code, but I think I'll implement a bunch of stuff and then simplify it later. So just remove that dead branch, and what I probably want to do is here. So maybe I'll label the different sections. So drawing bounds, drawing preview rect or rect. And so here, this is a rectangle when you edit a single tile, but when you hold shift and drag, there are many tiles that should be gray or should be previewed. The zone should be much bigger, and so I should calculate a bigger rect. And to do that, so how should I do it? Either I could, like the lazy way would be to just, I think I'm gonna go for the lazy way, just take the, so map, so we have some coordinates that editor that represents the location where you clicked to start your rect, so the beginning of the rect. I think it's called rect edit region start. Okay, so I call that a region. That's a nice term. And so if I take this rectangle, I should also be able to draw it. And okay, so now I can see the start and the end of my region that I want to edit. So if I hold with the right button, mouse button, bam, you can see it's still working. And so to draw the whole rectangle like this, I could like take those two rectangles, the one I'm hovering and the one that started I started the action on, and kind of like what I'm thinking is I could take the rectangle that encompasses those both those rectangles, like the bounding box of those rectangles, and that would give me what I want. That's a bit of a lazy way to do it, but let's see. Do I have some, so we have intersection, we have max. I think that must be max. Oh, it takes only one parameter. What the fuck? Max means like the coordinates of the end of the rectangle. Okay, that's not quite what I want. So intersection, bounding rects. Perfect. So it should be renamed probably. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's not too bad. So R2, and that would give me, so I cannot just overwrite R. And so that should give me, yeah, so if I shift and drag, it almost works, but not quite. I wonder if there is a bug in the, no. Yeah, I think there is probably a bug in the implementation of this function then. Hold on, I put intersection, I wanted bounding. My bad. Bound? What? What's it called? Bounding rect. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, finally. So now hold shift, click, drag, perfect. And if I hold the right mouse button, bam. Okay. Now I just need to not draw it like this when I don't hold shift, so when I'm not in rect mode. So if map editing or edit rect mode, no, editor, rect mode, if I am in rect mode, then I want to increase the size of the rect basically. And otherwise I just want to draw a single tile. Okay. Okay, so that's good. That's pretty good. Now we get to the meat of the subject of what I wanted to do today, which is I want to allow drawing outside of the bounding box, like this. And so to do that, what I will need to do is, as I was saying, like resize the backing array so it can hold more cells, and copy the previous content of the tilemap in the new tilemap with some empty space where the resize took place. And to do that, I think I will first implement just copying section of a tilemap to the same tilemap. So for example, copying the bottom 8x8 tiles here, copying them, let's say on the top here. So I can go to my tilemap file, and so let's go maybe a little higher. Ta-da. Okay, so now here there are some utility functions and initialization. Yeah, I guess I'll just put it here. So tilemap copy region, I'll call it. And actually should it work on a tilemap or on an array of cells? So currently the way it works is I have a tilemap that contains an array of layers, which itself contains like a name and an array of cells. And visual cells is after the auto tiling has been applied. So it's just a copy of the cells but with auto tiling applied. But what we want to change is the cells. And yeah, I'm trying to think about if I should implement my copy region function on the level of just array of integers passing height and width, or on the level of maybe a tilemap layer, but that sounds a bit weird. So yeah, or maybe I will need a new struct to simplify everything. Hello. So let's go and try to implement copy region naively first, and then I improve on it afterwards. And let's just take in an array of integers. So we said the tiles were, yeah, just integers. Okay. So int a pointer to some cells, and it will be called like source cells, and then source width. I write width as sx for size x as a convention in my ng, and then same for the other dimension for y. And then we want also like dest cells, dest size on the x-axis and dest size on the y-axis. Alright. So that's a lot of variables, but that's just to copy from one tilemap to the other, and we still need to define the region that we want to copy. So I guess that would be source yeah, it's a bit sucky because it's really a lot of parameters. So yeah, ideally what I would like so my problem is that I don't want to have like, I could kind of easily implement a function that copies a section of a tilemap to a section of another tilemap, and have two tilemaps and do the operation, but it's annoying to have to duplicate basically the tilemap from just to be able to expand it, because ultimately that's what I want to do. I want to expand the tilemap, then copy what was previously in it in the new one. So yeah, so it's already quite tough. So perhaps what I really need is some kind of no, okay. Let's continue on one single function. It will get a little bit crazy, but this is the source cells. This is the destination cells, and each one have like different sizes. And now what we want to define is the region that we want to copy, like the size of the region. and then the coordinate of the region in the source and the destination. So that would be the size of the region, and that would be the coordinates in the source. So region source X, region source Y, and then we got the same thing for the destination. Test Y and test X. And obviously it's quite a crazy thing to write, like having that many parameters. One thing I could do is merge them into I could merge them into vector 2s of integers quite easily. But let's try to go like this and write it like this. So I guess we need a nested loop, one that will go over the rows that we want to copy and one that will go over the columns. And so that would be y0, y smaller than the region size, y++, that's one loop. Then we just have another. Okay. And now we need to determine the coordinates in both maps, in both tilemaps, I guess. So coords source X would be source X would be source X would be I suppose source region source X plus X, and Y would be source Y would be region source Y plus Y. So basically this is the beginning of the region we want to copy, and this is the active coordinate that we are copying. And so what we can do now is calculate the index of the source index of the cell, and that would be source X plus source Y times source width. So yeah, if anybody is watching, it's a bit confusing and a bit tough to follow, I suppose, but basically I'm just trying to implement splitting from one tilemap to another, or one array, or one image to another, same concept. So we want to do the same for the destination. So tests, that should be completely symmetric, let's say. Alright, and so now we have two indices that index into the respective arrays, so the source cells and the test cells, and we should be able to just copy from one to the other. Hopefully I got it right the first time, because it will be annoying to debug if I didn't. So we'll see. Dest cells, dest index, and that's the actual copying of the value. That should be all. It returns void. Okay, let's try it out. Up. So let's trigger it somewhere here. So we draw. That's drawing the player, and that's drawing the tile map. So let's say that if I press space, we want to copy a section of the tile map, let's say the bottom left, on the same tile map on the bottom, on the top right. Let's try that. So tile map, tile map, copy, region, perfect. And maybe we'll have a struct to define a region, and that will clean up the code a little bit, probably. So res tile map cells, no, layers. Take the first layer, we take the cells, and that's it. So that's the source cell. We'll use the same array as the destination, so that will be dest cell here. But we first need to specify the size of the tile map. So tile map cells count x, cell count y. That's just the source. I just put a little comment, source. Okay. And that will be the destination. So same data, since right now we are copying from the same tile map as we copy to. So same data, same size actually. And now there is just a region to specify. And the region will just hard code it to be the bottom left. And that would be 0, 5, okay. So 0, 5. Oh wait, I put on first the size of the region, so that would be 4 by 4, let's say. 4 by 4 sounds good. 4 by 4, and then the source coordinates, so that would be here, and then the destination coordinates would be 5, 0 instead of 0, 5. 5, 0. Okay, that's a long function call or function invocation. But let's see if it works. And actually I saved, so it should instantly work, and it doesn't. Okay. So it didn't work. Okay, I'll scan it for problems. Destination equal source, so that the direction is correct. Test. That's fine. Okay, I don't know why it doesn't do anything yet. Let's just put all of this, like currently it's just called every frame. I wanted actually to do it so that when you press space, it executes once. So key space. Okay. Up, pull that up. Okay, so when I hit space, it should trigger, but currently it doesn't do anything anyway. So just log something when we press space, just to be sure. Yeah, okay, so it triggers, but it doesn't do anything. So let's see why it doesn't do anything. I'll just drop a breakpoint, attach my running game to the debugger, which is nice that I can do now. Implemented that a while ago. Space. Okay, so we are here. Stepping 2. Let's check our region size. It's fine. Y, X, X, X. Okay, so source X, source Y sounds good. because we are starting to copy from here. The index should be, yeah, 50 sounds good because we have 10 cells in width, and so 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, 50 sounds good. Yeah, seems pretty good, honestly. So is it the same deal here? Ah. Uh-oh, okay, something is wrong here. We have the same values, like 0, 5, 0, 5. Did I mix up the order? Nope. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the course site. 0, 5, 0, 5. Okay, I'm just pretty dumb. I've said something, wrote something else, I guess. So, of course, like if I basically copy from the same place as I paste, I won't see any change. That sounds pretty reasonable. So let's try it again. I will hit space. Yes, I think it worked fine. The visuals are a little different because of the auto tiling, but the actual copying works fine. Yep. Yes, that's great. So next step would be to perform a resize of the tilemap when we click outside. So maybe we can try already in the positive range instead of the negative range. So when I click here, I should detect that I'm outside of the bounds and resize. And I can do that, I believe, directly. So let's go to tilemap render, and where did we calculate the chord here? So I could do that outside of the layer loop, of course, but I don't need necessarily to. Okay, so that's the coordinates that we are talking about, and if it's outside of the bounds, we want to do something. So let's try to check if it's inside the bounds, basically. So let me think. So if the mouse coordinates in x is higher than, or is bigger than the map chord mean x plus, so basically this is the origin of the map data, and this is the width, like the numbers of cells in x-axis. And so if we are higher than that, means that we are out of bounds. So we can maybe log a warning or something, out of bounds. Pull up the console, and yeah, if we are, okay, so the console filled up, but if we are on the right, it logs stuff, and if we are not, it doesn't. Okay. Okay, so we have a way to detect when we are out of bounds. That's great. Now, I guess we should resize only when we apply a change, but we can try already only when we click or something like this. So out need resize. Or out of bounds is fine as a variable name as well. Okay, so if we are out of bounds and we are clicking, so just clicked, or mouse just pressed, and we should also consider the right button, I guess, since we can also erase. Although erasing won't ever need to resize, since you cannot erase outside of the bounds. That makes no sense. If there is a cell to erase, it's in the bounds. So no need to check for the right mouse button. Do we have somebody in the chat? Nope. Alright. So if we're out of bounds, map, resize, or copy. Okay, so this will be to copy the old data to the new data. But first we need to allocate some new data. So new cells, and I'll call malloc simply. And here we want the size of int times the number of cells in the new tilemap. And so we need to actually determine the size of the new tilemap. So for that, vector2 new size, and it will be equal to what? To, I guess, to the hovering coordinates in x and the previous tilemap size in y for now. Size cells counts y. Okay. And that would be like that. So new size times map. Yeah, new size is already actually containing both dimensions. All right. Okay, and then we want to copy from the tilemap to our new cells. So what we will do is access the cells of the first layer of the tilemap. So layer 0 cells, and that will be our source, and that will be our destination. And so map copy region, and so that's the source, that's the destination, and we need to provide the size of the source. So map cells counts y, and then the destination will be new size x, new size y. Region that we copy would be the old size, I suppose. Yeah, because we want to copy the whole previous data that was there. Okay, and then we have the origin of the copy, so that would be 0 in the source, and then the origin of the copy in the dest, that will be also 0 for now, since we just expand on the right. Okay, and that should be enough to populate the new array. But now we need to assign the data to the new tilemap. So map map. Trying to think. Oh yeah. Cell counts. Cell count x, new size. I should harmonize the naming for sure. So we copy basically the. I could just do that. We copy the size, the new size inside our map, and the cells, so the layers 0. For now we just have one layer. Maybe I should not have introduced this concept of layers before I needed them. Whoops. New cells, okay. And the old cells, we should probably free them. Okay. I think that should do it. So if I click here, normally it should expand. Let's see. If it works the first time, I will be so happy. No, of course not. Okay, let's check that it compiled. Yes, it did. So it just did nothing, it didn't crash. Maybe that's even worse. I guess that should really be outside of this in case we have multiple layers. But anyway, we don't support multiple layers at all currently. Okay, so attaching the debugger. Waiting, okay, it's attached. Click. Okay, so we are copying. Hold on, did it work? No. Okay, so now we crashed. Okay, so maybe I clicked a little bit more to the right and then it crashed. So let's see, so Hassan is tripped up. Hassan is what checks that I'm accessing only memory that I have allocated, basically. And what does it say? So heap overflow at this line, okay, of course. So cells count. That looks kind of correct. Oh yeah. I forgot that I need to resize the visual cells. That's it. So each tilemap has the 2 arrays of cells. Let me show you. So layer. So there is the cells and the visual cells, and the visual cells are just after auto tiling. So if I draw something, of course it crashed again. That makes sense. I should draw inbounds. Plop. Okay. So that's when I'm drawing, I'm modifying the cells array, and when I'm rendering the tilemap, I compute a new array called visual cells that contains the actual like auto-tiled cells of tiles. And so I forgot to resize this array, and it was too small, and it was kind of writing over unallocated memory, which makes sense, to be honest. So what I should do is just, I can maybe copy this up, and in my user code, which is this one, so here I'm copying, where did I have my new size and stuff? What? All right, this was just my test for copying a small section of the tilemap. I can just maybe comment it out and copy, paste part of the tilemap. I'll just deactivate it for now. And where was I? So that's nothing special. Oh yeah. It was actually in this file, sorry. So out of bounds. Yeah, when we render the tilemap, we do all the editing. So that's here. So here I'm malloccing the new cells. I should also malloc some new visual cells. So map, maybe I'll do it at the end. Map visuals, because it's kind of an implementation detail. Not an implementation detail, but we don't care about the visual cell. They will be recomputed. So we can just realloc actually. And that would be, so we just put the same pointer here, and the size would be, I think I just copied it here, would be this. And actually it would be the same as this, normally, it should be. Alright, so, well, okay, so I can maybe use this new size. And that's pretty bad, and my naming is pretty bad. So that's correct. Also resize okay. Perhaps this will work. Maybe not. So let's draw a little something and then draw out of bounds. Nothing happened. Okay, interesting. I have to click one tile more to the right so that something happens. So what happened? So Hassan is here again. Nice. So let's see. Let's see what it says. So heap use after 3. Oh. Why did I do that? I'm not sure. I freeze before assigning. Oh no, that makes sense. You want to free. Yeah, that makes sense to me. You want to free the previous array, then assign the freshly allocated array. So use after 3 on address and no. Really? Can I just make sure that I didn't heap use after 3 on address? What the hell? Ah. Okay, so we are much lower on in the render function. So somehow, oh, we take a reference to the visual cell array up there. Okay, that's not good. Well, I guess I had some reasons to do that. I guess I didn't want to access the layer over and over again, so I can just put that here. Yeah. All right. So we're still accessing the old cells array. Okay, what about that now? No, still not working. Memory that was not allocated. Tiles. Ah, yeah. That's because. So I was assuming that my visual cells would get recomputed, but actually I currently just apply the auto tiling that fills that recomputes the visual cells at the top of the function. So I should recompute it right there. Okay, one more try. Okay, so there is something fishy still. Okay, same problem. Just something I didn't think about is I'm not initializing my new cells array. So it's possible that this is not all zeros, and when I copy only over a part of this new array. So I should probably make sure that this is zeroed out properly. So memset tac. 0 and then new size. That's a pretty nice idiom that I discovered recently. You can since memset returns the pointer that you pass to it, you can just combine malloc and memset like this. Probably it will again crash. Yes. Getting used to it now. Visual cells, Okay, let's run it in the debugger. Because I'm too lazy to figure it out with the brain. Okay. Asan again. It was not Asan previously. So tilemap render. What do we have? We have cells count 11, 10. Sounds good because we increased the width by 1. So what's the problem? Heap buffer overflow. So this is not big enough. Oh god. No, this is pointing to the same. So this is the layer. I mean, I could just use the layer here, but it won't solve the problem. Because it's the same thing at the end of the day. But it's at least a little cleaner. So what the heck am I doing wrong? New size. Yeah, I guess this is off by 1 because if I hover the cell at coordinate 10, then the width of the tilemap should be 11 actually, since we start counting at 0. But that's an off by 1 for sure. Probably I did the same mistake here. Yeah, bigger than -1 to get the last row. But I don't think that explains, or maybe it does. Oh yeah, maybe it actually does explain the bug. Let's kill this. Why is it still running? Okay. Beam. It's still crashing. I hope I will figure it out at some point. So visual cells still out of bounds. So is new size actually correct? I'm guessing it should be. I fixed the off by 1. Maybe this is not correct. New. Okay, let's work this line by line using the debugger, because I don't think I'll figure it out by magically. So New cell count is 11 by 10. Correct. I clicked here. New size of the allocation should be, well, 11 by 10 times size of integer. Sounds great. Maybe I should double check that. Yes, it's an integer. We malloc that. We set it to 0. Just checking the order of the parameters. Sometimes I mess it up, so that's not very useful. Yeah, that's correct. This should be right. New cell count. Cells count. 0, 0, 0, 0. Because we want to copy everything. Okay, so let's move on to this function that might be the culprit. Actually, one thing I could do is, like, if I comment this out and I run it, it should just work, but without copying the previous data. So if I do that, okay, so it doesn't work. So we can eliminate the source of the bug. I mean, this might be buggy as well, but we have another issue, which is nice. Now we know. Just making sure this is map layers. Yeah, this is a pointer. Okay, so let's put back breakpoints. Okay, so let's keep going. So I draw to the right. Breakpoint is hit. We realloc the visual cells. Should I also set it to... Guess it doesn't hurt to also set it to 0. Oops. Apply the auto tiling. I think that's working fine. And then let's just check that the map was actually modified, just in case I did something weird with pointers or anything. So please, okay. So cell count 11, yes. That's fine. Yeah, sounds good. And if I try to access maybe memory beyond, so let's try map, layers, first layer, yes, working, and cells, and then try to access different cells. So if we want the last cell, 10 by 10, we got 0, okay, and then 10 by, like 11 by 10, got a big number. Which actually makes sense, because since we start at 0, yeah, I'm pretty dumb. I should do like 0. So it's the 10th. If we start counting at 0, it's row column 10, row 1 that I want to test. So column 10, row 0, or row 9 plus 11 times 9. Okay, so if I'm not saying, if I'm correct, this tile here is indeed 0. Let's do it for the visual cells. Visual cells also 0, and then +1. Oops. Oh yeah, a very big number. So I guess that's the memory cell just past the last one. So that's all good. Okay, let's continue. Let's see what we have there. So we loop over everything. Let's see where we crash. Here. So 9 for the last column. Cell count 11, correct. Plus 1. How is that not working? I don't get it. Nine times 11. This is pretty horrible. What the hell? So let's see if there is more info in the Hassan report. I really should get used to read those. So we have a section of memory. We are trying to read here. This to me seems pretty small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Probably 8 here as well, so 32. 40, 48. So 50 bytes divided by 4 because each int is 4. That's way too small. I would expect wait. Yeah. So I'm very surprised because I see a region of zeros here, but it looks pretty small because this is 1 byte, right? And we have about 50 of them here, but to store 10 by 11 array of ints, you need much more than 50 bytes. So something is kind of weird. So since I believe this was working properly, let's just double check new size, but I think it was correct. I really wonder what I'm doing wrong. It's quite strange. So new size, yeah, 440. Sounds quite alright. Yes. that tracks. So we got a new size, which is correct. We assign to new cells, which we assign to the map. I guess, yeah, this really doesn't work somehow. Oh, hold up a minute. No. So yeah, this really doesn't seem to work for some reason. So what's the address of this? It's let's just verify that this is zeroed out here. What's the address of this? Please give me the address. Oh my god, it's pretty shitty debugger. Nope. How do I get the address? Please. Is it like with a comma and type? Okay, let's check. Yes, give me the syntax, please, to get the address. No, pointer p. Maybe that's it. Because I remember some kind of. Okay. I sure hope it's not the. No, it's not 0, so it must be the pointer. Okay, so we got a pointer that ends. So 10, 26, 60. Can I copy it? Copy value. Okay. That's new results. Let's check. So let's go ahead. And let's check that this. Ah shit! It's the visual cell, not the. Interesting. Visual cells. So did I fuck up something regarding the visual cells? This shouldn't change anything in terms of allocated memory. Visual cells. New size. Is realog somehow a problem? Yeah, it really can't be. Unless I'm using it wrong. Oh no, don't tell me it was the order of parameters to malloc. Oh no. 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 I don't think it was that. Just double checking. It's probably something super stupid. But here I am, wasting time on it. Okay, so let's try what I wanted to do with debugging the cells, but for the visual cells this time. So our pointer is this copy value. So the pointer to visual cells. Visual cells. Wait, so that's actually the value of what? That's actually the value of this. That's not what I want. I want this. I'll keep this one around since I'll need it in a sec. So dot comma p. Okay. Very well. And when I go over this, yeah, it's the same. That makes sense. That tracks. And now not the same. Not the same, it changed. Right. 2E40. God damn. So this is really not the same value. That we just allocated. That's crazy. Hold on. Is it in the same frame even? Okay, let's try. This is outdated. Let's try running. Hold on, do we still have this one by one, off by one error or mistake? Like if I, no, okay, so plop. Let's get the, so this is the address, copy value. Okay. Auto tiling rules. The value can't have changed, right? It's the same. No, yeah, it's the same. 32. Okay. Do we actually make it out of this frame alive? Yes. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Oh. Oh no, we have multiple layers. Oh god. Alright, so when I said that we didn't need that feature, and it was probably premature, well, it was a foreshadowing. I didn't realize, yeah, okay, so we are looping over all the layers. So let's disable that for now. Because we most definitely don't need to loop over all the layers. So let's say we take the address of the first layer. My god, that was long. That was long. And of course it still doesn't work. Okay. So, what now? Ah. The line doesn't match up. Maybe it didn't compile. It didn't. Yes, okay. That's almost good. Ah, yeah. So my loop macro defines an index. So I should also define it. Okay. Yes, finally. Finally. Alright, it works. Nice. That was a long road, but we made it work. So right now when I click outside of the bounds, it resizes, but it erases everything previously there, which is normal since I commented out some copying code to ease the debugging of our issue. But it's nice that it at least resizes properly in one dimension. Okay, let's try to make it work with the copying. So we just, in theory, we just have to uncheck, or uncheck, we have to uncomment this little line. Yeah, yes, it's working. All right. Whew. So for now it only works when I'm clicking down, not when I'm holding. Okay. Yeah, it seems to work without issues. Let's put some ties all the way here. Click. Yes. Great. That's great. Now, I guess just for my personal pleasure, I could just change that to, instead of mouse just pressed, mouse is down. That way it will be super satisfying when I draw a line. Oh, when I draw a line, yeah, look at the bounds updating. Great. Now we need the same downwards. That should be easy enough. I just go here and this will be the same logic for the other axis. So y. Okay. I can split it in two so it's kind of more readable. And if it's out of bound and the mouse is down, then we want to resize, but we should, so I don't know if it's detecting yet, we should take for the new size, new cell count, apologies, also the hovering tile count. And actually we should take the maximum, so max. So basically the maximum between what was the size previously and what is the new possible size that we want. So even if we don't go, sorry, hard to speak and be concentrated at the same time. Okay. So basically, if we are clicking outside of bounds, we want that the new count of cells in our tile map is only increased. So we take the maximum value of the coordinate of the pointer and the previous size. So it works in one dimension still. Now we need to implement the missing logic. That's the new size, that's the new cells memory, and that's the copy. So here I should have already kind of forgot new cell count. No, actually it should work. It should work. Did I mess up my copy pasta? Nope. Let's log this. Using my nice macro track. It doesn't work for vector tools of int. Actually, I could just add the function. No, it's too ugly. I don't want to show it on screen. Okay, up. By the way, do we have some people commenting? Nope. Okay. So it's not working in the other direction. So yeah, I was tracking it. So let's show the tracked values. Okay. Minus infinity. What? New cell count. Is it not compiling? Yeah, I need to hold. I see. Okay. Concentration issue. Here it's it out of bound. If it's out of bound on either axes, not both. So it should be or and not and. Okay. Great. Infinite tilemap. Yay. Finally it works. Cool. Woohoo. Nice. Now I just want to be able to go in the negative, and then I will be super happy. By the way, can we do... Yeah! Yay! Okay, so let's add support for the negative coordinates, and then we can call it a day, I think. So hopefully it will work. But let's check for out of bounds in the other direction. So that would be if the chord that we want to click is smaller than this, basically, than the base chord. That's a good name, base chord. Base chord. Of course, refactoring didn't work. Okay, so I guess up base chord. Right. So that's also true for the x-axis. And right now it won't work, but I'm curious what would happen if I try to resize. So this still works, but if I go here, probably it will expand this way, right? No. No, it just doesn't do anything. Oh yeah, of course, because the new size is or the new cell count depends on the only on the maximum of the previous size and coordinates. Okay. So what I can already do, whoops, is define the new base chord, right? New base chord, because it will have a similar logic, I think. It will be the minimum of the base chords x and hovering tile chords x. I think that's it. And the minimum base chords y, base chords, hovering tile chords y. And this we can assign directly to the map base chords for now. Alright. So it kind of works, but kind of not. Not sure why. Strange. Very strange. What's happening? So what's this? Probably is fine. This probably is fine. Okay. I left some testing code here that was setting one of the dimension. Okay. So this works. This doesn't work anymore at all. Strange. Let's check if there is some other of those. No. Okay, so it offsets correctly to the left. Whoa. What the heck? I see the coordinates here are wrong. It thinks it's at 0, 0, but actually the origin is supposed to be here. I see. So it all depends on if we are talking relative coordinates or absolute coordinates, I guess. So hovering tile chords, that's relative to the tile map. We could just add the base chords. I like this name much better than whatever was before. Right, okay, so now it actually works kind of as you would expect. Why doesn't it resize the other way? Okay, so I guess I could I shouldn't modify this one too much, but I could just apply the base chords addition here, right? that's pretty dumb, because that would be minus but maybe for now, so I could just put if it's smaller than 0, but for consistency no, wait, hovering yeah, because currently this says 0 0 0 0. I guess here I would really like to have the proper chords, like absolute or whatever. It will fuck up everything else, but we can fix it probably. So yeah, so now it shows the actual coordinate taking into account the base chords. So this would be done here, I suppose. Wait. What the fuck? Why? I think I did that at the start of the stream. It's pretty dumb because from position. Okay, I guess. Okay, I change the position depending on the sets, and then I get coordinate in the. Okay, I see. But actually, let's say the chords can be negative and are relative to the word. And then when we use the chords anywhere, we shift them. So here we wouldn't need an offset anymore, I suppose. And let's see where we take chords as an input in here. Cell counts. Yeah, all the calls to that will be wrong. So maybe here we just shift it, map, base chords, x. So for example, if the base chords is -10, and we pass 0, 0 plus -10, 10 equal -10. So then we should subtract, right? So if we are at the origin in the word and we want to get basically the index, the correct index, like the underlying position. Yeah, I could do it here as well. So x equal x minus base chords x up. don't have the access to the base cards here. So I guess I have to do it outside or clean up that function at some point. Alright. And then let's see where I use this, because I should probably apply, yeah, only in this file probably. That's fine, that's fine. That's probably fine, honestly. Also, okay, let's try like this. Let's try it like this. Whoa. Yeah, since my window doesn't block any inputs, this still works. Now, if I go here, crap. Chords. Yeah, it's pretty annoying to have two spaces, basically, the negative. But I'm kind of convinced that this is the correct way to go about it. So I don't know. Basically, those coordinates should be negative. So I guess we can just apply here the map base chords X and base chords Y. Kind of hurts, but to do it each time in this tight loop, at least now this is coherent somewhat. And now the mouse picking thing should be fixed. So if I go here, hovering tile chords from position. Oh yeah, now I can remove that, I guess. Yeah, that fixes it. So here we are super far in the negative on the x-axis. Yes, okay. Now it doesn't increase in size anymore. This size, this side on this side. But it does on this side because I didn't offset it that way, right? Yeah. So we should fix that. So new cell count, the maximum about, I guess that would be this plus this, right? No? No. Discord. Oh, is it minus then? I'm just not very. No. I know it can be plus. Cell count. Oh no no. It should go like this. But I think the problem is just I'm not detecting that I'm out of bounds. Base cards. Because yeah, you take your coordinate that you're hovering and then you convert it to kind of a local. Oh, alright, okay. Okay. Great. Great, great, great. It works, except now instead of dragging the tile map, the whole tile map, we want to increase its size and copy accordingly. So I suppose if base like new cell count plus equal the difference between the previous one, the current one and the previous one, I suppose, of the base, because if our new base is smaller than our previous base, let's say it's -1 and it was 0, -1 minus 0, okay, so it should be the reverse probably. No. -1 minus 0 is -1, so something like that. Trying to do logic with half a brain. Oops. Something like that. Hopefully that increases the cell count, basically. Yeah. Uh-oh. It works on one axis, so it must be a copy-paste error. Yes. Great. And now we just have to fix the copy. The copy function call, which is here. So we just have to offset it by this delta. So perhaps we could store it in an intermediate variable. So base called delta vec2 sub new oops delta minus that I can use to offset the region we want to copy, basically. So currently we are just copying from and to the origin of both, but we want to basically paste at an offset which is proportional to this and should be negative actually, since this is, maybe I should phrase it differently. Yes! Yeah! Alright. So we have a fully infinite tile map working. Alright. Victory! Let's draw some rectangles to celebrate. Lol, it doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't work in the negative. Doesn't work. No. Maybe I can just fix the rectangles and then stop. So it doesn't draw any rectangles anymore, but it still expands correctly if I try to do that. And honestly, I don't remember exactly why it wouldn't work with the rectangles anymore. I suppose so let's see if we reach this line at any point. What the fuck? Okay, some input buffering going on. No, we don't reach this line. Okay, so here's our problem, I guess. So Rex mode is probably true. Yes. Mouse just released, maybe that's the problem. No, I think this must be the problem, because we changed some stuff regarding coordinates, so included must not work anymore. Edit region starts. Mouse cell chord. Mouse cell chord. Oh wow. We have mouse cell chord, and we also have hovering tile chords. That's completely redundant. And it's the same thing except except not exactly, I'm not sure what's, since I've been using this one. Okay. So this is probably wrong. Mouse record, edit region start. Where do we set edit region start? We don't anymore. Here. Edit region start. Tilemap calls from pause. Mouse pause. So that's basically this. So I could move that out. Sounds good. All right. So where were we? That's not true. At the correct time included page which starts Marcel chord. So basically, is that in between this and this? And that is not like we should apply the offset to that, and then we'll be good to go. So base chord x. Is it minus? No, it's just plus. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can draw rects. And we can go out of bounds. And our little player is here. We can dig a hole for the kids. Dig a little passage. Make a little cave. Cool. Cool. So that wraps it up. Hopla. Nice. Okay, so all in all, it was a little bit tough for debugging the initial issue with what was it? What was the actual problem? Oh yeah, that we had multiple layers, and I didn't realize that, and I was expecting like one memory access error that I didn't expect happens. So I lost a lot of time because of this, but in the end, happy that it works. And I think next time I'll implement rooms, so meaning each screen of the game. So when you play, you maybe start here and you see only this section, and when you get to the right of the screen, up the camera shifts and you see the next room, and we should draw that in the editor as well. So that will be next stream. But yes, if you're watching this, thanks for following along, and see you next stream.